Hello and welcome back to the video tutorials for the educationalpath.com teacher training program. If you have not yet signed in this program, just go to this website and do so. If you have, then you probably know who I am. I'm Alvaro, the course coordinator, and this is a video for communicating skills and the AK. So what's this communicating skills? Obviously, this is probably an objective of your students. They want to improve their communicating skills in a certain language, possibly English. But it's also and should be one of your objectives as a teacher. Um, it should be also one of your objectives as a student because you're probably learning another language, maybe with us. Um, so how can you improve your communicating skills, and why do you need to improve your communicating skills? Well, the reasons are, if you're teaching English to a non-native speaker and his level is quite advanced, then he's probably or she's probably going to understand you pretty well. But if you're teaching beginners, especially when you're teaching beginners, and at some point in your course you should be teaching beginners, um, you will see that it's a lot more difficult. You will see that if you just have a normal way of talking, they might not understand you because of your accent. So you probably know that you need to try to pronounce the words more clearly. You probably know that you need to lower the speed so they can follow you. You probably know that you need to use synonyms. You probably know that you need to use simple words, or that somehow you need to explain these words to them. But all of these are related to the A, the auditive, the language itself. What happens is that when we communicate in any language, we're not just using the words, we're using visuals and we're using movements. And this is the V and the K. So what about the V? The V is very, very important when you're communicating in any language. Even when you're communicating in your native language with native speakers, you should use your visuals. They're probably looking at you and at your expressions. And obviously, when you're teaching a beginner about, I don't know, about clothes, for example, and you want to teach the word skirt, then it's very important that they can see a skirt. Ideally, if you're wearing one, or if they are wearing one, or if there is a skirt available, that's the best. So that's something that they can actually touch. That will be related to the K, kinesthetic. But if not, what you can do is you can always show them a picture. One way to get pictures, and it's very, very easy and very quick, is online, using a search engine. We recommend you use not Google, but probably this one, Ecosia. One of the reasons might be because they help plant trees, which we believe is good for the environment. But anyway, say with Ecosia or with whatever web browser you want to use, then you're using, say, you want to type for say, a blue skirt. Just type it in. And with these, you can go into, obviously, web pages, but you can also go into images, and you have the filters, which is very, very important. You click on it, and then when you go on this tab, you click on any of these, ideally just public domain. Some of the previous skirts might not be pictures that you can use because the author might, might not let you do that. So say here, for example, you can get clip art. Often is very good. Some of the examples might not be very good, but some of them might be good ones. So you click on that one and you do what they tell you. And then, actually with this provider, with Pixabay, they no longer want you to link. They want you to visit the website and then download it. It's all free. And it's not just free, it's free plus you can actually use the picture in other contexts. We can use pretty much anything with that picture, okay? It's under Creative Commons. And obviously you can use the same picture, not just for a blue skirt, but in, like say for example, you're talking about other cloth items, you're talking about smiling, talking, you can use this picture for many, many reasons. You can use this picture, say for example, talk about, I don't know, hunting, whatever you want, okay? And this will be the V. And obviously we would like you to use many of these pictures. If you want to use pictures that are from the internet, please don't print them all out. You might print a few, you might ask us to print a few, but we want to reduce the impact in the environment. What you can do, if you're talking about clothes, for example, there will be many magazines that are just being thrown away often. We might provide you with some that have adverts, and you can just cut them from these magazines, or you can ask your students to do that, and then that way you have resources that you can build on. So what about the K? The K is about movement. The K is about moving while doing something. It's obviously especially important if you're teaching verbs, if you're teaching actions. So if you're teaching someone about vocabulary and say, for example, it's about everyday activities like brushing your teeth, it's not just enough like you show a picture of toothbrush or toothpaste. You actually need to make sure that they're doing the actions. Possibly the real thing, possibly getting a toothbrush and toothpaste and do that. You might even use that time with the kids to show them how to brush their teeth. And that will be more interesting, not just in the communication, in the way you communicate with them and they are understanding you, but in the way that your students, are communicating with themselves within their brains. Because at the end of the day, we're not just communicating, we are helping them improve their communication skills. In other words, we are doing some changes into their way they're communicating themselves within the brain. They're learning, and they can learn better if they do that with the AK. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you